Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CM Trading. Today is March 19th, 2021, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, we're watching oil plummet below $60 a barrel. Now, there's no major economic events scheduled for today, but as we look at the various markets, including the Forex symbols tapering off on lower volume. Now, looking at the indices, the Dow Jones corrects itself after this massive rally to 33,000 points. NASDAQ selling off as well. Now, looking at commodities, it's a mixed bag while gold bounces and oil tanks below $60 a barrel. Now, looking at the stocks, Alcoa taking a hit with profit taking mostly as it hit its new highs. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin trading sideways after a rocky week. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're going to first take a look at the Euro USD and a 4-hour chart. You can see pretty clearly how tight this range is. It's on the lower end, 1900, on the upper end, 9015, 1970-ish level. So relatively, we're trading sideways, okay, after a correction move on this downside. And as we look at the other major currencies, we'll see that as well, as there was a correction in the Aussie USD and the GBP USD. In GBP USD specifically, which was rallying for quite some time, okay, since October, just took it higher and higher, finally makes a sideways trend, okay, sideways range-bound trending, okay, so it's not trending upwards, but it's sideways range-bound trading. The upper limit 140 and the lower limit 138.27, so we're smack in the middle of that, so really nothing really jumping at me right now. Now, looking at gold, this is where it's getting kind of interesting, as this is creating itself a nice little trend line. Now, it's not a deep trend line. It's a very unsteep trend line, but it's there. And those are your 3 points, okay? That confirmation, that third point, is a confirmed trend line. So as long as it could push above 1754 and continue to make higher highs, even if they don't go all together, potentially we could see continued strength there. Now, looking at oil, wow, look at this. From $65 a barrel down to $59.60, even bouncing a little bit below that. Now let's look at a 4-hour chart, just give us perspective, and we're right there, okay? Just to highlight the fact, you got to move your future contracts forward because they are expired for March, so you got to be looking at the next expiration, okay? Here we're looking in May because oil is 1 month ahead. Now, looking at the Dow Jones, all right, this is where we're talking about the market's actually reeling right now and bouncing after a decent retracement there from 33,043 the other day of hitting a high of that. Okay, now, all intents and purposes, the stocks are following through. If we look at JP Morgan, it's a $160 stock, okay? Unreal. If we look at Alcoa also, but you see that people are taking profit at these levels. Okay, so with that said, that's putting more pressure on the NASDAQ and the high-tech stocks, which have been relatively weak over the past couple of weeks and are showing weakness. So, you know, the strength is in the New York Stock Exchange stocks, but you're seeing also the FANG stocks actually making some weakness, but not pushing the markets lower. Okay, the market is still in a bullish atmosphere until we really correct ourselves. Okay, I'm not convinced that we're in a bearish atmosphere yet. Now, looking at Bitcoin, another important thing, we had a roller coaster of a ride after we broke that 58,000 last week, earlier in the week, and then, you know, capitulating to 61,500. But right now we're consolidating. Okay, this is how it happens with most symbols, just in general. There's a breakout, there's a trend, and then it consolidates. There's a trend either up or down, and then it consolidates. And right now we're consolidating. So really nothing jumping at me. You could maybe build a short position a little bit because we're at the upper range, and possibly we'll make a correction maybe down to the 55,000-ish level. But I wouldn't be too aggressive about it just because it's still in a bullish atmosphere. Okay, so you've got to be very picky about how you're trading, okay, especially when you're near your all-time highs, but it's not going high altogether, and it's not showing signs that it's going higher altogether, but you want to still participate in the market. So with that, just bear in mind just to trade a little bit smaller, okay? Take a little bit less weight off the markets so you're protecting yourself. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great day and a beautiful weekend. God bless. Thank you.